Hey guys, what's up? Kanako here, also known as Styleleaf, and today I'm showing you guys my very first fit flip. I just recently thrifted a Tommy Hilfiger collared shirt. I wasn't too hot about the way it looked, although I liked the design of it, so I'm gonna make some adjustments today and show you guys. So with the shirt, I want to crop it at the waist and make it more fitted to my body. And with that piece I'm cutting off, I'm going to transform it into a whole different new top so that it won't go to waste. So let's get it started. I'm first starting off by wearing the shirt inside out because that is how I'll be sewing it. I'm using some pins here to mark all the placement of where I want the hem to be and how close I want the side to fit to my body. Next, with the shirt off, still inside out, I'm going in with some chalk and a ruler to make sure everything is symmetrical and clearly draw where I'll be sewing. I'm drawing a smooth line going from the armpit to where I want the side seam to be. After everything is drawn out, next is to cut the excess fabric about ½ inch from the lines we just drew. Time to sew the new side seam from the pit to the hem and to finish it off with a single folded hem of ½ inch. And what you should be left with is this. There you have it, a cropped Tommy Hilfiger shirt. Now, time to transform the remains. I'm starting off by wearing the remainings like a bandeau top. I am measuring how much I need to take off, in my case, 8½ inches. Next, with it inside out, I'm distributing that measurement evenly on each side. In my case, I'll be taking off about 4¼ inch from the original side seam. Because the body is smaller towards the waist, I am taking that in by 1/4 inch at the hem and drawing a smooth line. I like the original side split from the shirt, so I'm going to incorporate that in this top by marking how high I want the split to be. Next is to cut the excess fabric about ½ inch from the lines just drawn and sew the side seam up to where we marked the split to begin. Now to create the side split, we are pinning the seam allowance back and we'll be sewing that down, making a sort of incomplete rectangle. After all that sewing, what you should be left with is this, a regular bandeau top. But we want to add some straps to it, so next is to figure out the placement of those straps. Now with the top off, I'm marking 2 inches away from the side seam as my placement for my straps. Now the fun part begins because I want to put some grommets on it. So we're first going to make a really tiny hole for the grommets to go through. Because this fabric is a knit, the hole has to be a lot smaller than the grommet itself because it will stretch otherwise. To make these holes, I am folding in half where the grommets would be placed and folding it half again and cutting a little snip of the corner to make my very tiny hole. Next is to place the grommet from the right side of the fabric through the hole. We'll then put it on a little platform we'll be using to stamp the grommet in place. Next is to add the backing of the grommet on top and complete it by stamping it down with a hammer. And what you should be left with is a successfully installed grommet. I'll be repeating this 3 more times for each hole of the straps. After all the grommets have been installed, it's time to hem the neckline. In this case, since I don't have much to work with, I'll be hemming it by 1/8 inch. I should have done this earlier, but I'm putting the top back on to measure how long I want the straps to be, and in my case it came out to about 18 inches. I bought a roll of chains off of Amazon, so this is what I'm using for my straps. You can use leftover necklaces that you don't wear anymore, or you could use my link and buy the same exact thing that I got. But anyways, I'm cutting off a total of 36 inches of chain and then folding that in half to create my 18-inch straps. I don't have a matching silver link to connect the grommet hole to the chain strap, so I'm just using a necklace that I don't use anymore for that purpose. So after putting everything together and putting the straps into the grommets, what you will be left with is this. I am so stoked with how everything came out. So this is how it looked like before. A very standard collared shirt. And then the after. All I can say is fire. So there you guys have it, my very first fit flip video. Thank you so much for getting all the way to the end. I hope you learned a lot and I hope you had fun watching it. If you liked it, make sure you actually like this video, and if you want to see more of it, please do subscribe. I really appreciate it. Everything I used that I do have a link for, I will post it on the bottom, so be sure to check that out if you're interested, and I hope to see you in my next video. Aloha guys.